Sacred ground, Joe Biden to mark 58th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in Selma. The black and white images that flickered across television sets from that Bloody Sunday in Selma horrified the nation. Alabama's state troopers savagely clubbing peaceful marchers as they tried to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge. The screams of terror. The thick clouds of tear gas. The deputies on horseback, chasing frightened men, women and children back across the steel-arched structure. Beating them again and again with clubs, whips and rubber tubing wrapped in barbed wire. On that ghastly day, we saw in stark relief the hatred, discrimination and violence that still existed in large parts of the nation, Joe Biden, then the vice president, said in 2013 during a ceremony commemorating the voting rights demonstration. Biden, now the president, returns to Selma on Sunday to mark the 58th anniversary of the march, now regarded as one of the defining moments in the nation's civil rights movement. He will deliver remarks at the Edmund Pettus Bridge and participate in the reenactment of the bridge crossing. This is something that's incredibly important, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said. Biden wanted to attend the commemoration, Jean-Pierre said, because it's a part of our history that we should just not forget. What was Bloody Sunday? It began as a march for voting rights for Black Americans, who faced barriers to the right to vote across much of the segregated South. Civil rights leaders planned to take their cause directly to Alabama Governor George Wallace by marching 54 miles from Selma to the state capital of Montgomery. Some 600 marchers, including future Georgia Congressman John Lewis, set out from the Brown Chapel Ame Church on Sunday, March 7, 1965. As the demonstrators crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge over the Alabama River, they found a line of state troops awaiting them. Behind the marchers were sheriff's deputies and white spectators waving Confederate flags. When the peaceful protesters refused law enforcement's orders to disperse, the officers attacked. Americans were so incensed by the assault's television video that Congress swiftly approved the Voting Rights Act 5 months after it aired. Why political figures converge in Selma? For presidents and other officials, attending the bridge's centennial crossing has come to be seen as a milestone. Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama have all made the journey there, joining contemporary civil rights campaigners as they followed the identical route across the bridge that those protesters took almost 60 years earlier. Last year, Kamala Harris, the first female vice president, led the parade. Sunday's visit by Biden will be his third appearance at the memorial service. He participated in the annual reenactment for the first time as vice president in 2013, and 7 years later he did so again, this time running for president. He made his remarks at the city's historic Brown Chapel Ame Church only hours after his first primary victory in South Carolina was made possible by the large number of African votes there. During both visits, Biden warned of erosions to the protections for voting rights won in the city decades ago. This year, his message is likely to hit on the same theme while also emphasizing the importance of economic justice and civil rights for Black Americans. Why voting rights are at risk. Biden promised to make voting rights a top priority for his administration. But civil rights activists have grown frustrated as Republican-led states have moved to restrict the right to vote, and bills to protect hard-won voting rights have stalled in Congress. A coalition of faith leaders issued an open letter last month to Biden and members of Congress, putting them on notice that, should they decide to attend Sunday's commemoration in Selma, they should come with more than empty platitudes. They should come with a commitment to restore and expand voting rights, intensify the battle for living wages and increase economic investment in rural areas, the letter said. Selma is sacred ground, the faith leaders wrote. It is, in a very real sense, the delivery room where the possibility of a true democracy was born. It is no place to play or to be for political pretense. Either you're serious or not. That's today's latest news. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so that this channel can continue to exist. Thank you for listening to the end, and I hope it's useful.